This volume is a crash course in contemporary witchcraft. I often look to Judika's books for reference and inspiration, whether to find the exact definition of scrying or to identify the magical properties of St. John's wort. In Witches, a Compendium, Judika lists many of the great contemporary witches, like Laurie Cabot and Scott Cunningham, who paved the way for the very existence of a book like hers, or mine, for that matter. Judika's compilation serves as a vital resource for those interested in both the history of contemporary magical practice and the key figures who contributed to it. Indeed, Witches, a Compendium, is a veritable who's who of witches, including both flesh and blood practitioners as well as noteworthy fictional characters from the global literary canon. Judika spotlights historical occultists and magic workers like Japanese sorcerer Abe no Seimei, Marie Laveau, mother of New Orleans voodoo, and surrealist artist Leonora Carrington. Did you know Catherine de' Medici was into metaphysics and magic? Me neither. Refer to Chapter 2. Fascination with the witch archetype goes back as far as we can trace. From mythic witch figures in ancient texts like Circe, Isis, or Oshun, to the celebrated witches of contemporary literature, hello Hermione and Elphaba, the witch reincarnates again and again. But we also find many of our newest witch heroines in TV and film, like Melisandre in Game of Thrones. Okay, it was a book first. Thomasin in the 2015 film The Witch, and the Marvel Comics character Agatha Harkness. In this updated edition of Witches, a Compendium, Judika incorporates new entries into the ever-lengthening list of entrancing witch characters. She also reveals how those characters are growing more complex and nuanced with every iteration. In addition to providing a Rolodex of influential magical figures, this primer will give any nascent witch the lay of the land of the actual practice of witchcraft. And if you'll allow me to generalize just a bit, I would contend that witches like things. All right, tools. There is a distinctly material nature to the art of occult practices. Consider tarot, a 78-card deck of illustrations used for divination. Each card is highly representational and meant to be interpreted by the reader. And though the classics, like the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, hold perennial appeal, the tarot-curious can find a plethora of gorgeous decks to choose from, each more evocatively illustrated than the last. Many of the tools of a magical practice evoke domestic counterparts. Some are associated with witch iconography, like brooms, candles, and cauldrons, but the list also includes mortars and pestles, mirrors, and dolls. There's also the athame, a ritual knife, which, as Judika notes, should never be used as a tool to cut. For cutting, use a bowline. As you wade into witchcraft, one quickly gets the sense that witches are necessarily resourceful, able to make a spell work with whatever is handy. As Judika points out in Chapter 3, with a little imagination, even a humble umbrella can take the place of a wand in a pinch. Important updates to Witches, a Compendium, include entries on green witchcraft, which in recent years has seen a sharp rise in popularity. Many of the witches I know personally, maidens, mothers, and crones alike, are either budding green witches or veteran herbalists. Plant medicine, alchemy, botany, astrology, dowsing. One could argue that witchcraft is embedded in the natural sciences. Indeed, it borrows crucial lessons from them, braiding bits of science into strands of magic destined to divine or conjure. In Chapter 4, Judika directly relates